We went 4-1 in our 5 premium sports picks on BrockPage.com yesterday. That's going to put us at 8-0 with a push in our last 9 extra daily picks on that very same website. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. We're also 8-1 in our last 9 college basketball tier package picks on that very same webpage. And the good news is we have another college basketball tier package pick going off here this evening. We currently have over 880 members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at BrockPage.com. With that, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. The Bruins take on the Devils, 1 o'clock Eastern start time. Boston's minus 150, totals 5.5. Jeremy Swayman for the Bruins, Mackenzie Blackwood for New Jersey. Blackwood's 2-0 in his last couple of starts. 2.00 goals against average, 945 save percentage. The Devils are in the top 10 in fewest goals allowed per contest. Meanwhile, scoring-wise, Andreas Johnson and Pavel Zacha are the team leaders in goals with 6 apiece. Now, the Devils are in the top 3 in home scoring. They're taking on a Boston club who lost 4 out of their last 5 on the road. And if you're looking to lay the 1.5 on the puck line with Boston, just keep in mind that they've successfully cashed in on the puck line in just 27% of their games this season. Now, the Bruins are in the bottom 5 in scoring on average per game on the road. When it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Boston's last 4 got over the total of 5.5 goals. Meanwhile, 5 out of the Devils' last 8 home games got over the posted number themselves. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the New Jersey Devils plus $1.25 and the over 5.5. Next matchup, Rangers Blue Jackets, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. New York's minus 135, totals 5.5. Igor Shesterkin for the Rangers, Elvis Merzlikins for Columbus. Now, Elvis is 5-1 through 6 starts, 198 goals against average, 940 save percentage. The Blue Jackets are in the top 10 in fewest goals allowed per contest. They're also 5-2 straight up on their home ice. Now, offensively, Oliver Bjorkstrand has 14 points on the season, 5 goals, 9 assists for the right winger. Meanwhile, Jake Voracek has 11 assists thus far in the year. Voracek's 9th in the NHL in that particular category. Now, they're taking on a Rangers team who lost 3 out of their last 4. And they allowed 18 total goals during that stretch. The Rangers are currently in the bottom 5 in defensive shots on goal per game. And speaking of shots on goal, offensively, the Rangers are averaging just 24 shots on goal a game away from home. Now, total-wise, New York's last 3 straight all got over the total of 5.5 goals. Meanwhile, the Blue Jackets saw their last 4 straight get over that number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Columbus plus $1.15 over 5.5. Next contest, Kings Jets, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Winnipeg's minus 175, numbers 5.5. Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Cal Peterson for Los Angeles. And despite some really good numbers out of Peterson, the red-hot LA Kings still have a losing record on the road. They're also in the bottom 5 in first period scoring. They're taking on a Winnipeg club who's 5-1 with an overtime loss at home. Kyle Connor's got 18 points thus far in the season, 10 goals for the left winger, which is 4th in the NHL. Meanwhile, Andrew Kopp has 15 points on the year himself, 9 assists for Copper. Winnipeg's in the top 10 in home scoring. Now, defensively, on the other end of the ice, the Jets are in the top 3 in fewest second-period goals allowed at home. Connor Hellebuck's 4-2 with a 297 goals against average, 909 save percentage. Now, total-wise, Winnipeg's last 3 straight fell under the number, 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Meanwhile, the Kings went 5-2 to the under on the road this season, 71% to the under for the whole year. I'm going to lean toward Winnipeg minus 175, under 5.5. Next matchup, Canadiens Red Wings, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Detroit's minus 120, totals 5.5. Alex Nedeljkovic for the Red Wings. Jake Allen for Montreal. Despite some above-average numbers for Allen, the 31-year-old netminder's gotten the W in just 4 of 12 starts this season. The Habs lost 5 out of their last 7 contests, and they're just 1-5 straight up on the road. The Canadiens are in the bottom 3 in goals allowed per contest. They're taking on a Detroit squad who won 3 out of their last 4, and they rank in the top 10 in scoring. Tyler Bertuzzi scored 9 times this year and has 15 total points. Now, Bertuzzi's also a +9. Meanwhile, Lucas Raymond's got 14 points on the season himself. Now, injury-wise, Roenick and Raymond are listed as questionable, so keep an eye on those guys. Meanwhile, for Montreal, Paquette is still out. Drouin is questionable. Now, total-wise, Montreal's 4-2 to the over on the road this year. 5 out of their last 7 contests at any location got over the total of 5.5 goals as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, 4 out of Detroit's last 5 got over the total of 5.5 goals themselves. I'm going to lean toward Detroit minus 120 over 5.5. Next contest, Penguins, Senators, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Pittsburgh's minus 150, totals 5.5. Casey DeSmith for Pittsburgh. Anton Forsberg for Ottawa. Now, Forsberg's got a .482 goals against average, .885 save percentage. The Senators lost their last 6 straight, 1-9 straight up in their last 10. Ottawa's dead last in offensive shots on goal. They're taking on a Pittsburgh club who leads the NHL in fewest goals allowed per contest on the road. Now, injury-wise, Crosby and Dumoulin are questionable. Pettersson's out. Meanwhile, for Ottawa, a whole slew of guys are listed as questionable for today's action. 4 out of Pittsburgh's last 6 fell under the total of 5.5 goals. Meanwhile, Ottawa's 9-4 to the under for the entire season themselves. I'm going to lean toward Pittsburgh minus 150, under 5.5. Next contest, Leafs, Sabres, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Toronto's minus $2, total 6. Joseph Wall for the Leafs, Aaron Dell for Buffalo. Despite the recent skid, Buffalo's 5-1 with an overtime loss at home this year. The Sabres have also cashed in on the puck line in 71% of those home games. Rasmus Asplund has double-digit points on this season, +4 when he's on the ice. Meanwhile, Victor Olofsson has 5 goals on the season, 9 total points for him. Buffalo's in the top 10 in home scoring. They're taking on a Toronto club who has a losing road record despite their recent success. The Leafs failed to cash in on the puck line in 4 out of their last handful of road games. 4-11 against the number overall for the season. The Leafs are in the bottom 10 in defensive shots on goal on the road. Now, total-wise, Toronto's 4-1 to the under away from home this year. 10-5 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, Buffalo went 4-3 to the under on their home ice. I'm going to lean toward the Buffalo Sabres +1.5 and the under 6. Next contest, Panthers, Lightning, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Tampa Bay's minus 120, totals 5.5. Andre Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay. Sergei Bobrovsky for Florida. Now, Bob's 6-0 with a 173 goals against average, 946 save percentage. Florida's in the top 3 in defensive shots on goal on the road. Meanwhile, offensively, the Panthers are leading the NHL in scoring on average per game. Alex Barkov has 9 goals on this season, 15 total points for the center. Meanwhile, Anthony Duclair scored 8 times and finds himself with a plus-minus of +11. They're taking on a Tampa club who's got a losing home record, and they rank in the bottom 3 in offensive shots on goal at home. The Lightning's also in the bottom 3 in first period scoring. Now, 5 out of Tampa's last 8 contests got over the total of 5.5 goals. They're officially 7-5 to the over for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward Florida +$1, over 5.5. Now, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. We got games starting like right now, so we got to wrap this thing up. So let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com. where we are 8-0 with a push in our last 9 extra daily picks. I like New Jersey plus $1.25 over 5.5. Columbus plus $1.15 over 5.5. Winnipeg minus 175 under 5.5. Detroit minus $1.20 over 5.5 goals. Pittsburgh minus 150 under 5.5. Buffalo plus 1.5 under 6 goals. Florida plus $1 over 5.5. Philadelphia plus $1.40 under 5.5 goals. Nashville minus 1.5 under 5.5. San Jose plus 1.5 over 6. Minnesota minus $1.15 over 5.5 goals. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 8-0 with a push in our last 9 extra daily picks on BrockPage.com. We're also 8-1 in our last 9 college basketball tier package picks on that very same website. I'm going to lean toward Vancouver plus $1.20 under 5.5. And with that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to Armando de los Santos, who said the other day, "You are one of the best, Brock. God bless you." All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today, you're going to get access to those picks all the way through the end of November. Although I do, tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Saturday to you. Best of luck to you, and I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at BrockPage.com.